At the massive Vancouver main event of Survivor Series, War Games, Solo Sikoa lost to Roman Reigns via pinfall. A detailed message was conveyed to the OTC before he joined the competition. Due to Jacob Fachu's victory against JUSO on SmackDown the night before, Team Solo held the upper hand at War Games. A major distinction in multi-man bouts is that, unlike Team Og Bloodline, which consisted of individuals battling together, they were functioning as a cohesive unit. After taking a beating from many superkicks, a hell of a kick, and a GTS, Solo Sikoa would be the one to take the pinfall, and the OTC would finish him out with a spear. This would age like milk. Even when Solo attempted to lock Reigns outside the cage, he was able to get out via the open ceiling. Tension, treachery, and long-simmering familial strife inside WWE's most powerful clan, the Bloodline, have prepared the way to Survivor Series 2024. The self-styled tribal chief, Roman Reigns, had his family's undying support, while he brutally dominated the WWE for a long time. However, huge fault lines have developed from tiny fissures in the family's foundation. Now that the Hallmark War Games battle from Survivor Series is approaching, tensions have escalated between Reigns and Solo Sikoa, his younger cousin. In a statement that may herald the end of the tribal chief's rule, former faithful enforcer of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, shocked the WWE Universe this week by giving Roman Reigns a disturbing warning. Disillusioned with Reigns' autocratic leadership, JUSO quit the Bloodline months ago after a brutal loss to the tribal chief at SummerSlam, igniting tensions within the alliance. Jimmy USO shortly after broke up his relationship with Reigns and went his own way. After dominating WWE with a blend of strength and guile, the once unified family was now in pieces. It seems as if Solo Sikoa stayed at Roman Reigns' side among the mayhem. For as long as Reigns could remember, the quiet but deadly enforcer has been the Samoan powerhouse, famous for his devastating Samoan spike and his no-nonsense attitude. However, Solo's devotion started to dwindle as Jimmy and Jay's exits revealed weaknesses in Reigns' leadership. For weeks, Solo's expression betrayed the inner agony he was trying to hide. He kept doing as Reigns said, but there were hints of doubt, sideways looks, and contradictory body language. Many in the WWE and beyond started to wonder whether Solo Sikoa was just waiting for the right moment to make a move, or if he was still loyal to the tribal chief. As the scene was set for the War Games match at Survivor Series 2024, a team led by Cody Rhodes, JUSO, and LA Knight prepared to face off against a reformed bloodline that included Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, and reluctant friends. It seemed at first that the addition of Solo Sikoa to Reigns' side would further establish the tribal chief's supremacy. It seemed like Solo's loyalty was solid, but recent events have made it questionable. Unpredictability in Solo's behavior became more apparent as the main event of WWE's Faction Warfare match approached. Reigns was left open to a pinfall defeat last week on SmackDown after Solo withdrew from a six-man tag bout. The Solo Sikoa people knew and loved had always placed an emphasis on family and devotion, but this moment was completely different. Solo Sikoa confronted Roman Reigns head-on SmackDown, the last show before Survivor Series. Standing under a single floodlight with a microphone in hand, the terrifying promo unfolded in the ring. "I've kept quiet for quite some time," Solo said, his deep voice betraying his pent-up emotions. "I carried out your instructions. I was right there with you. I battled for you. But I must inquire, when was the last occasion when you battled on my behalf, tribal chief?" As soon as they sensed the intensity in Solo's comments, the audience went wild with shouts. From behind the scenes on a monitor, Reigns clenched his teeth and stared at the TV. "You mention that I am the one who deals with the grunt work, the enforcer, and the soldier," Solo went on to say. "However, here's the trouble with soldiers. They may not always obey instructions. Sometimes they are able to discern deceit. From time to time, people come to the realization that the leader they've been battling for is unworthy of the throne. With every phrase, Solo's fury increased, and he halted. Roman, I've seen how you drive a wedge between this family. Your usage of J was inappropriate. Well, it seems that Jimmy was your straw. Additionally, you have been taking advantage of me. The time for it, however, is past. Within the confines of War Games, at Survivor Series, I am not fighting on your behalf, rather, I am fighting against you. As Solo's comments reverberated around the stadium, a palpable electric energy filled the air. The listeners were in disbelief at what they were hearing. One of the Bloodline's most stalwart enforcers, Sikoa, had openly defied the tribal chief. In contrast to his customary air of self-assurance, Roman Reigns remained still backstage, displaying an emotion that the WWE Universe had seldom seen from him: vulnerability. Opportunist Paul Heyman attempted to defuse the tension by advising Reigns in a whisper. However, the tribal chief, who seemed menacing, brushed him aside. In an angry promo from backstage, Reigns addressed Solo's statement later in the event. "You believe you're prepared to confront me, Solo?" With a deep and threatening voice, Reigns rumbled. "Do you really believe you can deceive me and emerge unharmed? Give me a moment to identify myself. At this table, I preside. You wouldn't be standing here in WW if it weren't for me. Challenging the tribal chief is not within your purview. Disrespecting this family is unacceptable." Even though Reigns delivered the message with his characteristic haughtiness, it revealed a hidden terror. It seemed like the tribal chief was finally losing control of the Bloodline, and maybe WWE overall. Sikoa's disobedience heightened an already volatile situation, as the WWE Universe anxiously awaited the War Games bout at Survivor Series. As the bout started and the cage door shut, fans wondered how Solo would react. Is he planning to face Reigns head-on? Would he hold off until it was just time to attack? As the big day got closer, everyone's excitement levels skyrocketed. Many WWE fans speculated on social media that Solo may side with Reigns' opponents, adding fuel to the fire. Some thought that Reigns himself had plotted Solo's deeds as a way to throw their opponents for a loop. Sikoa's terrifying message has changed WWE regardless of what happens in War Games. A watershed moment in the Bloodline narrative, his defiance might spell the end for Roman Reigns' reign and launch Solo into the spotlight as a formidable opponent for Reigns in WWE. Survivor Series is more than just a bout for Sikoa. It's his opportunity to leave Roman Reigns in the dust and establish his own name in the industry. In this encounter, Roman Reigns is fighting for more than just his position as tribal chief. He is fighting to save his own identity.